All right, good morning. Today we're doing a little bit of a review in some areas. You're going to see throughout this lesson individual problems done in 4 different areas that we've talked about in solving quadratics. So let's just jump into the first one here. So the first one we dealt with is solving by factoring. Now we got a help sheet to flow chart that goes through this, but here's the first thing we're always going to check. Is there something that all 3 of my terms have in common? In this case, I could try dividing everything by 2, something like that, and I find out, no, not this time. So what are my choices? Well, we've chatted about 2 of them on this. So one of the choices would be to say, okay, what can I multiply together to get 2? Well, 2 and 1. So 2x and x. So then the question would become, what would I have to do to get these 2 and these 2 with numbers to equal 13x, okay? Both these 2 together. So I'd stop and I'd think for a second. I'd say, well, okay, 15 could be 5 and 3. It could be 15 and 1. Is there a way that I can plug these in to get that? And so maybe I start trying. I'm like, okay, well, let's see. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 5 is 5. So it's 5 and 6 get me to 13. No. 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 3 is 3. So is 10 plus 3 get me to 13? Ooh, yes. So I need the 5 to go with the 2. And I need the 1 to go with the 3. And I notice all my signs are positive. 2x squared, 10x, and 3x is 13x. And there. So I'd be good, and I could solve that from there. But I'm going to hit the pause button there for just a second, because there's 2 ways we've talked about these, and I want to make sure we discuss both before we get into the solving part. So here, I look and I go, okay, if I don't remember, I don't like the guess and check part for some reason, something like that. We've talked also about having the ability to slide and divide. So here I would slide my 2. Excuse me, mercy. All right, love allergy season. 2 times 15 is 30, and now I would work it like a diamond problem instead. Multiply to get the number on the end, add to get the number in the middle. All the signs are the same, so I know I'm going to have pluses with both of my x's here. And now my chore becomes 2 numbers that multiply to 30 and add to 13. And we've talked about, if you're not sure, or you think of the few that you know and none of them work, just go to the calculator and start dividing little numbers in. So you're like, okay, divide in 1, divide in 2, divide in 3, 4 doesn't go in. And as you get going, remind yourself, ooh, I'm looking for a pair that add up to 13. Find my pair. And you're like, well, Hardy, wait a minute. The answers aren't the same. I agree. You know why the answers aren't the same? Because we're not done. That's why. Slide, and now I got to divide that 2 back out. And divided by 2 is 5. If you get a fraction that doesn't break down nice, ooh, that is bright. There we go. We don't do decimals. Math, enter, is 3 halves, excuse me. So you're like, well, that's still 3 halves. If it stays a fraction, you just take the denominator and slip it back to the front. And now they're the same. So either way that you do it, no. Now to finish it, we're not finished. No, it says solve. We're going to take each of those quantities, each of those sets of parentheses, set them equal to 0, and get our solutions. So just like Algebra 1, work on getting your x term alone. And you've got your 2 solutions with solving by factoring.